Alright, so I wanted to make another quick video here. I know I've been slacking on them lately, so I wanted to do a video. I know people were asking about the Sentry build that I was running the other day. So, get right into it, basically. So this is a 5-piece Sentry build with Vigorous, currently, that I was running before. However, you can change it up how you like. You know, if you wanted to drop a Sentry piece for, like, 2-tack, or you wanted Final Measure for the EDR, or you wanted even Hunter's Faith, you know, if you really wanted it, I guess. But like I said, I've never been keen on the Hunter's Faith idea. Honestly, the build works really nice if you use Vigorous or Reckless. You could use Tenacious, you know, instead. I mean, there's a couple different things you could do depending on what you want to do with the build. Most people usually use 5-piece because of, you know, how they change Sentry as a whole. Anyway, we'll do a rundown of the gear real quick here. The chest piece I'm wearing right now is a Vigorous one. The build's still not fully optimized. I've barely been getting any Sentry pieces for a while now, so there's lots of improvement that can be made on the build still. Still, all my mods are still main stat skill power. I do have quite a bit of firearm skill power mods on right now, so if I wanted to stack some more toughness, I could. Skill power mask. We got knee pads with crit, enemy armor damage, burn, disrupt. Like these are pretty nice knee pads. However, skill attribute is kind of bad. Of course, you know you'd want something that you'd use more. Backpack is skill power based. Gloves, of course, you'd want to do, you know, crit. You know, you could do marksman rifle damage. You could do health on kill, but you need a killing blow for health on kill to proc. If you want to do a pistol build without decisive gloves, I would suggest doing pistol damage, of course, but I more would suggest using decisive gloves instead. Yeah, there's not too much else you could really change that to. Of course, the holster. Decently rolled holster, nothing too great. Most of my skill attributes are not very good on this gear. My M1A is the same one M1A you saw in the Deadeye video. Capable, deadly, brutal. It's insanely powerful for this build. Let's see. My sausage is deadly, responsive, fierce. I have a couple other ones that I haven't really messed around with that I kind of wanted to play with. I was trying to roll responsive into brutal. I rolled this 6 times. However, honestly, I don't think, like I explained in the last video, I don't think brutal would outshine responsive in this build. I was very surprised at the fact that on the pistol build that I had made, brutal could not measure up to responsive. And of course, fierce is really nice because it's always active. This is an electronics-based talent. But on a shotgun, it's always active, so there's that extra raw 9% crit damage, which is kind of handy. And then, of course, you know, for mods, I've got, you know, weapon damage in it right now. You can change it how you want. I don't even know if these are the right mods that I usually run it in or not. I just kind of threw them in it. Headshot damage, crit chance, accuracy, horizontal stability. And then my M1A has mag size, crit chance, headshot damage, crit chance, accuracy, crit damage, stability, horizontal stability. Of course, you could, you know, like I said in the last video too, you could use an M870. This one's really nice. This one hits really hard. Or you could use, you know, an SMG to follow up with your Sentry shots, something like that. Anyway, you know, to the numbers. Alright, so in this build, alright, now you'd want to preferably run, obviously you'd want booster shot because you're wearing Vigorous, right? Now, you'd also preferably would want to run smart cover. However, if somebody has a better smart cover or something than you and you're actually using theirs, you could easily switch that to turrets. Having turret with this build is extremely powerful, especially if you're trying to M870 somebody. Pulse is really nice too, of course. Other than that, I would stick to that field if you can, unless, you know, everybody else is beating you in skill power or something. And of course, if you're running a pistol build with Sentry, you'd, you know, want to use your shield. And then of course, talents, change them how you want. Like I said, these three I usually run all the time. This one's for a turret-based build. But we're just gonna leave that on for now and, you know, go off of whatever. You can also, if you really wanted to, you could also run tech support to extend like smart cover and stuff like that. Alright. So, got smart cover up, right? Doing 200 and... Oh, I'm sorry. So you saw the numbers change there. I didn't even mention them out. 982. 982,000 crit to the head. Okay. Bodies don't really matter too much, but 243 crits. In smart cover. In my smart cover, that is 32,000, and most of my gear is not smart cover based attributes. Now without it, 459,000 to the head. It's a pretty considerable increase, which is exactly why I was wondering if Competent might outshine Brutal in this set, simply because raw weapon damage is extremely powerful. Of course, you know, you can change, do I have any right now? I have crit chance. You know, you could try weapon damage. I put the crit chance one on just so I could see the crit. Without having to shoot too many times. We'll try to put crit damage in here and see. So that was that? I think that was 1.1 million, which is really nice. And then we will try weapon damage mag real quick. I think that was 1,600,000. Yeah, 1,600,000 with the weapon damage. And then of course we put booster shot on. I forgot to do that on the other ones. Come on. 1.1 million, 1.17 with both of them up. Crap. What was I gonna change? Oh, the magazine. All right, let's go back to the crit damage one real quick. So 1.23 million, right? Like 1.23 million, yeah. So I mean, as you can see, it's a lot of damage with the Sentry stacks. You can see the sausage damage here, stacking 3 stacks now. This is without smart cover. It's hitting for 73,000 for crits. Now we'll put up smart cover. We're hitting for 100,000 crits. Put up pulse. We're hitting for 110, or not pulse. That's booster shot. 110,000. Or yeah, 110,000. Now, mind you, you would want to make sure that somebody in the group has a pulse with this build, preferably. Otherwise, you could switch to reckless or something and try to run smart cover pulse instead, and just try to survive. Let's see. So with Vigorous, let me switch. Let me put the weapon damage mag back in. It's kind of in the middle. So we were hitting for 1.17 with Vigorous and smart cover up with this much skill power. Now what we'll do is we'll switch this to reckless. However, that reckless chest is not very good. I guess it really doesn't matter. It's only changing my stamina, which is good. That way it's more of a baseline test. Alright. So now we have reckless on. You can see the damage increase, of course, but you're going to take 10% more raw damage, which I think we calculated somewhere that was before the 20% damage increase in the DZ. It was somewhere around missing like 2 to 3% armor. Just remember, like, for NPCs, you're going to take a lot more damage. So now We were hitting for 1.17. Now, we're not going to put booster shot up because normally you wouldn't be using booster shot because you got rid of your Vigorous. So we'll put up smart cover. And we're hitting for 1.18. So as you can see, Reckless is nice, but not only are you taking 10% more damage, but you are literally almost doing the same amount of damage as with Vigorous. That was 1.18, right? Switch it one more time just to demonstrate it again real quick. If I can actually crit, that is. Forgot I took out the other mag. 1.19. So that makes sense. Reckless is 14%. Booster shot's 15%. So think of it like this. Reckless is nice, but it's solo focused. It's only focusing your damage up. You're going to take 10% more damage. And the other way around, if you're wearing Vigorous, you're going to end up doing 1% more damage, which big whoop-de freaking do. However, Vigorous is going to allow you to booster shot your enemy, or your friends, sorry, your group. So they're going to get 15% damage increase as well. Now, with the 31k that I have, or 32k that I have right now, booster shot heals 1 tick was over 1 full bar. Like, I mean, that's technically more than a bar, but as you can see, you can kind of guesstimate how much, you know, it's going to heal you. That's quite a bit. Now, the other aspect of Vigorous is booster shot reduces your damage intake. So, not only are you giving you and your group 15% damage, but you're also reducing your damage intake instead of increasing your damage intake. So, like I said, I can't really, like most scenarios, Vigorous always wins over Reckless. Now, you know, preferably, like I said, with this build, if you're gonna be running Vigorous, you want somebody with pulse. Like, you need a decent pulse, so that you're not doing what I just did and not getting a lot of crits. With a decent pulse, with, you know, having booster shot up, even without smart cover, you're going to hit really hard. And I can show you, this is with just booster shot. Still hitting for 600k. Now, let's say we didn't have smart cover because we're running around, you know, with our heads cut off. We'll switch to pulse here. Come on, hurry up, recharge. Alright, so we got booster shot and pulse. Now we're hitting for 1.26 million. That's without smart cover. Now, with smart cover on top of that, you'd be hitting like a truck. Now, like I demonstrated in the last video, with capable, it's extremely powerful, especially with the way my M1A is set up with capable deadly brutal. You know, for example, I will put smart cover back on. Let me grab some ammo real quick. Now, like I demonstrated in the last one, shooting an M1A, I'll pop out of cover so you can see. This is what happens, right? Like, when you're strafing, you can't really aim, right? Like, all my shots are going in the body, they're missing, you know, so on and so forth, right? Now, watch what happens when I just pop capable. Every one of those minus like 2 shots were headshots. You know, mind you, if I would have stopped shooting, the crosshair would have adjusted a little bit. Instead of bouncing like higher and higher. Now, procking capable again real quick. This is in cover. That was 1 full mag. 2 full mags. And it's gone. Now, if you have somebody pulsing your group, you're in smart cover and using your booster shot, imagine the damage output you can put out in 2 full magazines. That was 1.19 right there. Which, yeah. Yep. Just look at the damage. Honestly, when I was using Deadeye today, I'm kind of thinking that you could definitely do a lot more damage with this kind of build. This is kind of a Sentry is extremely powerful. I think it's still kind of, you know, a meta build, honestly. Now, you know, like I said, you can change to an SMG. You know, you can use whatever you want. And of course, you know, worst comes to worst, if you're running low on ammo or something and you're worrying about marking enemies, you can always throw on a pistol and just boom. Like, you know, it's very quick. And on top of that, the first wave X45 does an insane amount of damage. I mean, I can just do this all day. Really crazy. But yeah, hopefully that covered most of your questions about the build. Showing you the 5-piece Sentry with, you know, Vigorous or Reckless. Feel free to change it how you like, etc., of course. And if you have any questions or something like that, stop by the stream, ask, post a comment, leave a like, whatever you want to do. Appreciate it. Thanks.